Ji Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the location where you're watching this video from. And this video is going to focus on the batch one students. And I've got tons of questions my team has compiled for me. And some are amazing, some are funny. And I'm going to keep the funny questions for tomorrow's stream. And I'm going to focus on serious questions that could answer actually a lot of questions, clear a lot of confusions. So, without wasting time, new students, or not, you might just not be my student, but for the new people who are watching this stream now or later, there's a link in the description of the video. And if you want to get training from me regarding freelancing, digital marketing, social media marketing, blogging, YouTube, digital products. If you want to learn communication skills, if you want to learn copywriting skills, and digital products, you might just want to click on that form. The enrollment is free, no strings attached. There's no cost for these trainings, and the reason why there's no cost to this training is actually the very first question I'm going to answer. Here's a list of questions people have asked me by filling in the form. Again, if you want to contact me, the link is given in the description of this video as well. So, for the batch two students who want to enroll, you need to click on a form link. That's a Google form. And if you want me to answer a question, you got to click on the contact me link that would take you to Being Guru page, and you'll be required to answer few questions before you can send me a question. And the first question I have on the paper, asked by Sohail Khan from Dera Ghazi Khan, Pakistan. And Sohail is asking, how are you funded? Why do you do this for free? And Sohail, this is a very interesting question. Ideally, I would have stayed quiet and not answered this question, but I think many people are raising eyebrows, raising concerns about why I'm doing this for free for everybody in the world. And the answer lies in 2016, when I was literally broke, struggling to make ends meet. I've seen heights of success as a freelancer who had done over $1 million in sales, as someone who owned a medium sized operation, a company consisting of 50 plus people. When you lose everything all of a sudden, um, unless and until God comes in and literally picks your hand by sending someone, you're not gonna get out of the woods. And there was someone who pulled me out of woods without asking for anything in return. And honestly speaking, I can never pay him back. I'll reveal the guy once he's in Pakistan. Uh, but for now, the answer is there might just be another Hisham struggling to make ends meet. Look, I know what it feels like when utility bills arrive at your doorstep. I know what it feels like when you have empty pockets. I know what it feels like when you do not have money to fuel your car. I know what it feels like when you have to pay rent of your apartment, of your house. And the list goes on and on. But most importantly, I know what it feels like when you have seen the heights of power, 50 plus people working for you in your organization, and all of a sudden you're struggling to pay them salaries, and somehow you have to let go few masterminds knowing that they were so pivotal for your success in the future, but you can't afford them. It's all about money at the end of the day. So uh, that iron hand helped me in standing back on my feet by dusting myself off, and taught me the importance of humanity, taught me the importance of living for others. And then there is my mother. And I had this promise, pledge to my mother that whatever I've learned over the years, I will transform it to the others. And that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years precisely. 2017 and it's 2020. My online education and my online training is absolutely free, no strings attached, and I don't charge anybody. And at the end of the day, uh, anybody who enrolls into the farm, Alina, gets in. So nobody's going to get rejected. So my thing is, knowledge should be transformed. It should be transferred. So by transforming the knowledge means educating yourself to become better, and transferring the knowledge means educating others, training others, so others can benefit. And this pandemic has shown us anything but a lot of misery, a lot of despair, and literally poverty, so to speak. And if by teaching you different avenues, showing you different avenues, and teaching you about how to uh, make a career on these different fronts, on these different platforms, and if you can get started, if you can start making money, I think that's about it. I've done justice to my existence, maybe. So the second question is how to identify my passion. And a lot of you might just be struggling with this question: how to identify your passion, how to know your skill, right? Okay. If you like something, if you love something, you probably would do anything to do it. Let's just take let I'm going to take a moment and take you back to your childhood. Surely there must be a favorite sport everybody used to love playing. And when you used to play that favorite sports of your outdoor sports or indoor sports, you would spend hours after hours without realizing that time has passed, without realizing that you probably have sustained an injury while uh, playing an outdoor game. And the reason why you couldn't realize how much time has passed while playing your favorite sport is because you loved playing it. Same goes for your passion. If you want to identify your passion, if you want to identify your skill set, my advice to you is, if there's something you enjoy doing, so enjoying your thing is the preliminary footstep before you enter the door. And then if you love doing it without worrying about financial output, without worrying about what is in it for you, without worrying about the competition, without even worrying about the future. If there's something you enjoy doing, if there's something you love doing, that's what you're most passionate about. Now you need to define or draw a fine line between a passion that can be monetized or passion for the sake of hobby. Now, these are two different things. For example, if if I'm passionate about guitar and if I'm passionate about singing, I need to draw a fine line to identify that if I stand a chance of establishing my career in singing because there's so much competition. Do I have the context? Do I have the resources to take myself to the top? If I if I'm clueless and if I do not have an answer, I would preferably stay on the other side of the line, which I've drawn. And that would be okay, I'm going to take my passion as a hobby. I'm not going to, let it go. But at the same time, I'm going to focus on something that's going to fetch me money in the future. Because at the end of the day, you got to make money, right? So, my advice to you is again, taking an example of a singer, if you want to pursue a career as a singer, think about something you should spend your time on, and at the same time should be able to make money out of it. That's what passion is all about. How to identify your skill set? Well, this one is a little tricky. But my advice to everybody is take, uh, you know, give yourself 3 months, pick three skill set, start working on all three skill set. After the after some time, you'll find out that two of the skill set are relatively irrelevant, and you'll be inclined to push them away from your core focus, and the one that's left over is the skill set you are most passionate about, and you should spend your time in polishing and honing skills for that particular skill set. So I hope this answers the question of about how to identify your passion and how to identify your skill. Taking you back to your childhood favorite sport example, if you reflect back at all those years, you'll recall that if it was sizzling heat around 40 plus Celsius, or if it was uh, cold winter nights where the temperature would drop under zero, below zero, you would still spend your time in playing your favorite sport regardless of the uh, weather hardships, regardless of you losing the game. You will not even worry about the time you'll spend in playing that sport because you love doing it. You enjoyed playing it. And that's what the passion is all about. Third question, I'm a CAD CAM engineer. Can I become a designer? Now, that's another mistake a lot of freelancers make. And the mistake is, yeah, I know there's a lot of pending posts on Vida Info and we need to publish it. And I promise you, they'll be published within 24 hours. There's actually 79, and I'm just going through different posts, ensuring that there's no plagiarism. So a CAD CAM engineer wants to become a graphic designer. If you're good at something, if you've got a fair sense of knowledge about a particular skill set, my advice to you is stick around your comfortable zones, your comfortable spots. Remember that Warren Buffett's example, his advice to the students that if you want to excel in a field, hang around your comfortable spots. So if you're a CAD CAM engineer, better spend your time in honing your uh, AutoCAD skills, learn new softwares. Why would you abandon something you have spent a lot of time in learning and thinking about another software you have no idea about? So, my advice is hang around your comfortable spots. Another question. Dear sir, I know you're trying your level best, but my problem is I bid on so many projects, but no response. And then there is five question mark after no response. This alone tells me that this individual has got a huge temperamental problem. These five question marks also suggest that he lacks basic communication skill. And for all those who have been spending time in responding to different clients' project placements on different marketplaces and still uh, being unable to fetch a response, my advice to you guys is start working on your communication skill. In the era of modern technology where there are so many free tools, why don't you install Grammarly widget on your Google Chrome or your Opera browser or your Firefox browser or your Safari browser? This Grammarly widget is an amazing widget that not only identifies your spelling mistakes, but it also picks up a tone of your content and gives you a suggestion with an alternative words. It also uh, it's an amazing tool actually, um, that identifies your spelling mistakes by marking them in red like a examinator or invigilator who um, uh, performs a duty of examiner when you're attempting a paper in a classroom. Grammarly is no less than a wonder tutor. My advice is kindly install Grammarly widget. It's an amazing widget, and it's not just focused. It's not just focused on identifying your spelling mistakes, but it also sets up a better tone for your verbiage, for your content. So if you are one of those freelancers who have just signed up and are struggling to get a response from a client, maybe you want to give a lot of attention to your communication skill, and luckily for you, Grammarly solves a lot of problems. At the end of the day, you want to sound like someone who knows English. At the end of the day, you want your client uh, not to get put off because of your bad communication skills. And that's where Grammarly comes in very handy. So the next question is, nobody views my blog. This time, two questions mark. Again, I get that you have got a clear communication problem here, because couple of questions mark and more question marks, and in a question tells me that there's a clear communication problem. It also tells me that English is not your first language, but that's fine. It's not first language for third world countries, people of third world countries. Uh, but if nobody's viewing your blog, here's the thing. Maybe you are not writing by keeping humans in mind. Don't write for robots. Don't write for search engines. Write by keeping a human in mind. That a human is going to read your blog post. Again, just like in the case of freelancers, my advice to you is install Grammarly widget. So when you write at length, maybe about 1,000 plus paragraphs, surely give yourself a benefit of doubt that you're going to make a lot of spelling mistakes. You're going to make a lot of grammar mistakes. And that's where Grammarly can assist you in identifying your spelling mistakes and correcting a tone of your verbiage. The next question is, and also, if I may add to this question of no viewers on a blog, maybe thank you, Smile, and wishing you all the best. Maybe you're missing out to a very important factor of not identifying the keywords that are searched by the people. So when I say that you should write by keeping humans in mind, I also refer to the importance of picking the keywords people are searching for. And in the training, whose link is given in the description of this video, you're going to learn how to pick the keywords people are searching for based on low volume, based on low difficulty, and then you need to include those keywords in your content. So by including those keywords, you're actually giving yourself a fair chance of getting indexed on Google. Nobody views my YouTube videos. YouTube is a search engine, and I keep telling people that start using YouTube. If you're a content creator, start treating YouTube as a search engine. In your titles, you need to include four W's and one H, five W's and one H actually. Again, keyword information is extremely important. There's a website called keywords.io. I got to take this call, folks. Give me a second. जी अमर जी चलाने Okay, back with you. Wow, for the change, I get a notification that Being Guru is live on Facebook. I don't usually get it. And I really do not understand why I don't uh, get notifications whenever I'm online. So, where were we? Okay, on to the question number 6, and that's nobody watches my YouTube videos. Now, my advice to you is start treating YouTube as a search engine if you are a content creator. And here's a quick cheat sheet for you. And if you follow these simple hacks, there's a good chance you might just be able to get your videos ranked. You might just be able to get a lot of viewership on your channel. Have you guys noticed that every single day, after around 30 or 45 minutes, a lot of foreigners come into my live stream. Sometimes they are silent viewers. Sometimes they try to spoil the fun. But have you noticed every single day it happens after 35 to 40 minutes of my live stream? What does this tell you? This tells us that if you do it regularly, YouTube starts recommending your channel to the people who probably have searched for the keywords in the past. And the keywords are, of course, the one, a content creator is talking about. So when I talk about internet business, when I talk about freelancing, blogging, digital marketing, once I'm live and after after certain minutes, not an hour exactly, after a few minutes, once the traffic builds in, once people start commenting on your live video, this encourages YouTube to start recommending your video to the people who probably have searched for the same keywords in the past, regardless of your country of origin. So clearly, you must have noticed every single day we get a lot of foreigners. We will get a lot of foreigners once we jump over 120 uh, uh, subcurrent people watching this live stream. So real time topples over 120, and all of a sudden, people start coming in because YouTube is recommending your video to those people, but it's recommending on the basis of their past search results. So, therefore, again, my advice to you is a cheat sheet. Start treating YouTube as a search engine. When you create a title, put a question in it, in your title. For example, what is the best way to learn freelancing? And right now, I think it's more of a desis. It seems like more desis are watching me right now, so I'm going to do it in Urdu. रसोड़े में कौन था? अब question है ना? No, in my case, the count doesn't drop. In my case, since it's an English language, some start watching it. I see a lot of people subscribing. When I see my subscription country list, I see a lot of people from US. What was that country? I was surprised to see a lot of subscribers from Turkey. Turkey followed by Philippines. That's what I experienced yesterday. A lot of people actually subscribed to the channel. A lot of people actually filled the form. 1,000+ people have filled the form so far. 1,000+ people. And a lot of people are from Turkey, Philippines. Of course, I expect that a lot of friends from Pakistan and India follow me. That's maybe coming from my main channel. Maybe they're coming from my Being Guru Facebook page. But the point I want to emphasize is read between the lines. Start treating YouTube as a search engine. Start supplying answers to the common questions people are asking. How to do freelancing, how to make money online, how to learn digital marketing. That's it. What, where, when, why, followed by H, how. So that's one thing. The title needs to answer a question, okay? Doesn't make any difference if it is a premiere or live, but this is live, by the way, Bats. But doesn't make any difference if you are uploading a video or if you're coming live. The title needs to answer a question. Now, the second thing is focus on a thumbnail. So I had this main channel. You can see the silver button on the background. And it was a slow progress initially, with not many people subscribing my channel, even though I realized that deep in my heart, I thought I'm actually creating a content that's actually next to gold. I mean, self-bragging here, but that's what I feel about my content. But the moment I started working on my thumbnails on my main channel, I started working on creating them far more attractive, with the title of the video clearly placed on the thumbnail. The viewership grew, and it started to not only grow gradually, but the subscriber on my channel that substantially grew over a period of time. So thumbnail is extremely important, and focus on your thumbnail. The third thing you need to focus is when you create a content, folks, nobody's going to tell you this, so pay close attention. The first 10 seconds of your video, they're extremely important. It's a make or break. If the first 10 seconds of your video focus on something that grabs the interest of the audience, they're gonna stay on your video longer, and they're gonna watch your video for over a longer period of time. And on YouTube, it's all about having people watch your content. It's all about higher watch hours, because when people are watching your content for over a longer period of time, again, this encourages YouTube to start recommending your videos to the other people. So here's three cheat sheet, three takeaways from this YouTube answer, and that's starting with supplying a question on a title. Then the second thing is create an attractive thumbnail. If you're not a graphic designer, learn how to use Canva to create attractive thumbnails. And the third thing is the first 10 seconds of your video are make and break, because that's how users behave and then choose if they want to watch your video for a longer period of time. So I'm gonna jump to the next question. Oh boy, why is social media presence important? Now let me give you a very interesting answer to this question. Why is social media presence important? People often mistake me and my growing presence because of DigiSkills. And let me tell you honestly, only 25% of my recent fame is attributed to DigiSkills. Because a lot of people have either come directly on YouTube by watching a different video, and then YouTube probably has recommended my video, and then once they have watched few minutes and they made a decision of subscribing to my channel, and ever since they have been a regular followers of my videos. A majority, a huge chunk of traffic I grab comes from social media. If you go to my Facebook pages, if you go to Being Guru Facebook page, if you go to Hisham Server Facebook page, if you go to Facebook group Learn Freelancing with Hisham Server, another group Talk English with Hisham. I've got a handful number of groups with a good people following. Then there is Being Guru Facebook group as well. Every small group has around 20 to 100K people inside it. And what does this tell you? It tells you, thank you, Hushar. This tells you that by having a good social media presence, it all starts with a good Facebook profile, and your ability to use 5,000 friends Facebook profile gives you, enabling followers on your Facebook profile, creating a Facebook page and connecting it with your Facebook profile. By the way, it's automatically connected if you create a page using a profile. But most importantly, connecting an Instagram account with a Facebook page. Water break. So this tells you that I've been focusing hard on my social media presence, Facebook and Facebook owned companies. And I've been, building my presence by his cheat sheet for social media presence. Folks, you may want to write it down. Add a value in the lives of people. You can add a value by educating them through your good online presence that's beneficial for them. not necessarily on educational front, but also if you're one of those social media handles that's comfortable and pleasant to look at with the good activities, you might just be inclined to hit the subscribe or follow button or a like button. But start adding value in the lives of people. So when you add a value to people's life, you find out that they automatically keep accumulating in numbers. The second thing is, it takes one content on social media, Facebook primarily, to just go viral and bring you a lot of fame. So I'm going to ask you folks a simple question that would give an answer to this question: why is social media presence important? So my question to you is, how did you find me? I want to know in comment section. How did you find me? There must be a recommendation. There must be a way you would have searched for me, or you would have found me. So how did you come to know about me? And answers in the comment section would uh, reflect to the importance of having a great social media importance, because in they say that golf is the most expensive game in the world, and the reason why it's the most expensive game in the world is because a lot of business ideas are born on a golf field. Now social media is no different than a golf course. Here the capacity to add connections with the purpose of doing networking is literally unlimited. Right now, only two people have mentioned DigiSkills, and a lot of people are saying YouTube recommendation, YouTube channel, Facebook, my younger brother, my elder brother, my teacher, and that's what I want to emphasize on. There's a misconception that I've gained all this popularity because of DigiSkills. No, this is absolutely wrong. I mean, DigiSkills is me, and I'm DigiSkills, of course. Nothing makes me more proud than having served my country and have taught over 1 million kids and changed their lives. It's a memory that will stay with me as long as I'm alive, and I'll cherish this. Uh, so, not to take away the credit of DigiSkills, but the reality is, I build my social media presence. I built my social media presence to the point where I could capitalize on it. So once I build my social media presence, I have a Facebook account profile. I have a good Facebook page with a good number of followers and likes. I have a good Facebook group. I have a good Instagram account. I have a good LinkedIn profile. I have a good YouTube presence. All of this adds in helping you getting to your mission faster. Whatever your business is about, even if it is about selling a product or selling a service, at the end of the day, you can't beat the importance of a prominent social media presence, because without spending a single dime, folks, and here's my assurance to you, without paying a single dime to Facebook, this is what I've done. This is what I've done. Not even a single penny paid to YouTube or Google, for that matter. I don't even, want to spend my time and money on advertisement, because I know I have worked hard in the last 6 years in building my prominent social media presence. And that's what my advice to you is. Because social media brings in fame. And with fame, you can move mountains. There was a guy from government in my last event at Convention Center, Islamabad. And to fill Convention Center to capacity requires at least 5,000 people. And in on our event on the D Day, can you believe that we were able to fill it to capacity within 2 hours of starting the event? And here was this government guy walked up to me and asked me one single question with a huge surprise. And I still remember his words. You are no Imran Khan. How is that you've got such a great footfall where we know it's hard to fill the convention center? And how are you such a great crowd puller? And there was one answer, one line answer that probably shocked him. And the answer was, it was social media. I'm a social media influencer. So imagine the next question he asked. Can you guys believe it? The next stupid question he asked was, are you a TikToker? Hell no. I mean, TikTokers are not only the social media celebrities. They are YouTubers as well. They are Facebook influencers as well. And on the D-Day, 21st December 2019, we had a footfall of 15,000 people. People coming in, people leaving. Because a lot of people wanted me to choir the stage, and then, of course, the sponsor were supposed to reveal their agenda and bore people. And, it was so boring. It was so boring that people thought that by the time I'll come on a stage, it would be too late, because people had come all the way from Peshawar, from Sawabi, from Deer, from Karachi, and they had come all the way to hear me, to hear something from me or watch me, and that didn't happen all the way till lunch. So, anyways, so that's an answer to the question why social media presence is important. One last question. Can I do freelancing, blogging, and YouTube at the same time? Trust me, you can't do any of these. Because if you were capable enough, my friend, Rashid Ishtiaq, so I'm gonna call your name in this for this question in this stream. If you were capable enough, you would not have even asked me this question. You would have got started. By now, you would have learned a skill or two and started freelancing. You probably could have created a decent YouTube channel, and you would also have started writing for your blog. What is a takeaway from my answer to this question? Any guesses? Any wild guesses, folks? The takeaway is doers are not just thinkers. They don't just think, they actually execute. There are so many silent viewers, even in this stream right now, and I can assure you, not sure if they have this courage or they can break out of their shyness and they can comment. But if I request you guys, there must be so many silent viewers who have started doing freelancing and other internet related businesses by watching my training on YouTube. If you are one of those, can you drop a comment, please, so others can benefit? Just for a change, come out of your silos and shyness. This is going to help a lot of people. Your one comment. Doers are not just thinkers. Here comes Mr. Farooq. Never seen him commenting. And I respect people's opinion. Prajwal is, of course, pretty vocal, so cannot count him as one of the silent viewers. So now you'll see people commenting, and I really appreciate you guys uh, answering the question. Don't just be a thinker. Hang around your comfortable spots, of course, but start executing. Start practically working. Because when you start practically implementing all the strategies you have learned, that's where you will find out that if you are coming across any stumbling blocks, if you are facing any issues, and after you face some challenges, and then you come back to me and ask me a question, I can assure you that question would make a far better sense than a preliminary question that focuses on basic, modality, asking silly questions like, "Can I do this?" Of course, you can do this. If you've got an information about this, and if you spend a little time in asking this question, it tells me that surely there's something inside you that has encouraged you to ask this question. I hope this makes a lot of sense. Doers are not only thinkers, they actually execute. So, my advice to all the folks who are watching the stream, listen, you have consumed 4 weeks of amazing information. And I'm going to brag about my training, okay? I know I've done justice uh, to the training, and only if you start by identifying your skill set first and then practically implementing it. It could be freelancing, it could be blogging, it could be digital marketing, it could be digital products, it could be YouTube channel, it could be uh, it could be anything I've taught. The answer to your success lies in your ability to execute. If you are able to execute by doing your homework first, wow, this is amazing. Can you guys, hey, this needs your attention, folks. Before watching my videos, I was a rickshaw driver. Where are you from, my friend? So, again, back to the topic. Execution requires a game plan. Even a war journal doesn't go to war without a game plan, without a war plan. And that's what planning can do to you. Create your plan first. 80-20 Pareto principle predominantly focuses on spending time in research and development about a particular niche or a skill set. Thank you, sir. Good to have you here. So we got a professor in the University of Oregon. Um, Thank you. So, 80-20 principle, if I reflect back at the importance of this amazing principle, here's what it teaches you. It teaches you the importance of spending your time in researching a particular skill set, making a plan about executing that skill set. That's training and execution part. And practice makes one perfect. So the more you practice, better you'll get at execution. Uh, they say sports is the best teacher if you want to pursue a career online. I don't know where this quote came from, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Just like in a sports, where you can't just go out in the center without practicing that particular skill set. How do you even expect to get a fair chance of acing at that game? Similarly, for online business, unless and until you spend time in practicing a skill set, how do you even give yourself a fair chance of winning at internet business. Rome was never built in one day. It's the practice which not only prepares you for the challenges ahead, but it also prepares you to be in a position to learn more skills related to your primary skill set. So, for example, if you are a web developer or if you are a graphic designer who's got a fair bit of information and knowledge about HTML or Adobe Photoshop, once you start practicing it, in the future you might just be inclined to search and train yourself for other skills related to your primary skill set. Look, I started freelancing as a graphic designer, and I trained myself by educating and learning. uh, so education actually came in the later part, by learning about web development so that I can get a good sense of information about web development. I learned the basics of mobile app development. I learned the basics of content writing, and down the road, not only I was able to create my blog beinguru.com, but at the same time, just by practicing my skill set and enhancing my skill set to other avenues, I was able to make over $1.3 million in sales on guru.com. Still a record by any Pakistani. There are two Indians out there on guru.com, but by far I'm the only Pakistani who has done over $1 million in sales on guru.com. Surely I must have done something here. What is that takeaway? What is that leaf you can take out of my book? And the important lesson here is, if you get comfortable to your spot, maybe that's a point where you need to expand your skill set. Maybe that's a point where you need to learn new skills. You do not have to master all those skills. What if I tell you that by getting a fair bit of knowledge about different skill sets, you can execute as a business development freak? How about you learn mobile app development or get a basic information about mobile app development, but when you see a project, you bid on that freelance project, you win that freelance project, and then since you have basic information about how a mobile app is developed in cross platforms, iOS, Android, when you hire someone to do the job, at least you have a bit of information about that skill set. So they can't cheat you, they can't make fool out of you, and you might just be able to pick this skill set as your main earning source. In 2015, we spent whole year in my company focusing on Drupal and Drupal related projects. Now, I for one do not know inside out about every detail of Drupal, but I had a fair bit of information, knowledge, that I could actually see what my employees are doing. So the advice here is not just learn a skill, but over a period of time, when you get better at one particular skill set, expand, learn new skills, open yourself to new opportunities, create new earning avenues for you. They say never put all eggs in one basket. Do you know what does that mean? It means that do not depend on one source of income. If freelancing work drops, I can have my YouTube channel taking relatively good care of me. If YouTube channel somehow uh, doesn't fetch any good business, hey, I've got this Being Guru blog. A lot of people are reading my blog post, and courtesy Google AdSense, uh, higher the number of readers, more I get paid. So that's what multiple source of income, can do to you. I have digital products, Amazon affiliate, Amazon associate. So while I'm sleeping, while I'm traveling, if people shop on Amazon using my handle, I get paid. So the advice here is, I'm going to recap my advice here. Spend a lot of time in identifying your skill set. Spend a lot of time in doing the research uh, on the particular skill set. Spend a lot of time in educating yourself, in training yourself to learn that particular skill set. And then when you do it, when you feel comfortable around your main skill spot, that's a signal that don't just hang in there. Explore new avenues. Find out for more opportunities, maybe related to that primary skill set. So a graphic designer can surely jump into the animation world because both are interlinked. A good graphic designer can become a good video editor. There's no rocket science in learning video editing if you know the basics of Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop. And if you can learn video editing, who's stopping you from putting your hands down and learning video animations? Video animations is something you can try your hands on. Again, video animation is not much different from video editing. So any idea what you have done here? You have given yourself 3 business avenues as a freelancer where you can start bidding on all these 3 different skill sets. Maybe you can create these 3 different gigs on Fiverr. Maybe you create your own website and advertise using Facebook and Facebook owned companies, Instagram primarily, and get a lot of business. So the answer is, everybody can do it, provided they are willing to spend their time by using that 80-20 Pareto principles. And 80-20 Pareto principle predominantly refers to the importance of spending your time 80% in research, in identifying a skill set before you actually jump into it and start offering it as a service, because you're going to fail. That's similar to being a sports person who comes all the way in the center of a game without a match practice, right? So I hope it makes sense and it highlights the importance of 80-20 Pareto principle. This is it, folks. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. If you want to learn more from me, the next batch starts Monday. That's next Monday. And in the description of this video, under the title Batch 2 Enrollment, there's a Google Form link. No strings attached. It's absolutely free. And I've already given you a comprehensive answer why I am doing this for free. Absolutely free. No strings attached. And if you want to learn more about 80-20 Pareto principle, again, the link of that Being Guru blog post is given in the description of this video. And if you got a question to ask, and you can get in touch with me by clicking on the link inside, just under the title, how to contact me. That's given in the description of this video. And this time around, we're gonna uh, make this batch 2 far, far, far more interesting than the batch 1, where the only trainings will be done through different playlists, and then uh, I'll come live uh, over the weekend and answer your questions. So you will spend a lot of time in watching my videos inside different playlists from Monday to Friday, and surely once you watch the videos, you'll come up with a lot of questions, and that's where you can get in touch with me when I come live on the weekend, and you can ask me questions. So if you want to learn freelancing, if you want to learn digital marketing, if you want to learn social media marketing, blogging, YouTube, digital products, and if you want to know more about me, just go to Google and type in search Hisham Server. Google knows everything far better than anybody else. So if you want to know more about me, search me on Google, and that should give you a good answer. And then you can sign up using this form, Google form, enroll into the free training starting Monday. It's going to be fun. A lot of videos will be uploaded before the weekend. And I pray and I wish, that's besides getting a decent haircut tomorrow, I pray and wish uh, that not only you understand uh, what I'm trying to teach you, but you also take these lectures seriously and start working as an internet worker, because at the end of the day the whole exercise and the whole idea of doing these training is to educate you about different earning avenues. uh, is there anybody? We saw a professor from university. So, asking you, sir, are you still around? And if you are still around, maybe you want to recommend this training to your students. I'm doing this for free, no strings attached, and all you need to do is just click on the form, the Google form, fill in all the fields, uh, subscribe to this channel, and training starts Monday. Absolutely free. The only request I'm gonna make while we are still live is, do not enroll into this training unless and until you are willing to spend time in undertaking all the assignments. Because assignments are something that will give you hands down on ground training about these different skill sets. So unless and until if you are willing to spend your time in attempting the quizzes and in attempting the exercises, the whole training would not make any sense. And I hope this makes sense, of course. So with this, I'll leave you guys here. It was an amazing live stream. Thank you, everybody. By the way, where are you watching the stream from? Before I hit the end broadcast button, uh, can I know where are you watching this stream from? Your country only, not the city, okay? Let's see. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. For Facebook users who can't see any description, go to YouTube, search Being Guru 2.0, and you will see this live stream. That's nice. A lot of people. Absolutely tired, yeah. I actually overdid my exercise in the evening. I usually run for 1 mile in a day, and I try to do it inside 13 minutes. But this evening, somehow I got overexcited with the new project I won on Guru.com. So just overkilled myself uh, in the evening by doing 2 miles. And I'm usually comfortable with 1 mile, 1.2. That's it. I'm not smart and super fit here. Still struggling with 88 kg, and that's actually a lot of weight. Wonderful, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take good care of yourself. Talk to you tomorrow. Form is given in the description of this video. If you want to contact me, the link is given in the description of this video. Looking forward to hear from you. Bye.